Hi, I'm Gary Gold and welcome to Voodoo Agent. Have you ever noticed when you're trying to reach somebody and you guys are playing phone tag back and forth, it can take days or weeks, it could take a month to get a hold of someone and connect. There's a reason for that. That initial call or that reinitiation of a relationship, people don't necessarily want to pick up the phone where they're at lunch, where they're in their meeting, where they've got 5 minutes left, while they're in the car. They might want to have to sit down and have some time to have that initial conversation. It's very, very true when it comes to dealing with a real estate agent. They don't necessarily want to have that until they've got time to do it. Once you've done it, have you noticed it's really easy to reach them? It's because you're in something what I call you're in play with them. You're having this ongoing conversation. This is where you want to be with as many leads as possible. This is where you become their designated agent. Let me give you an example. If you called somebody and you're in play and you call them today and you say, you know, there's a house on Main Street, I think you might want to see it. It's right up your alley. Maybe they say yes, maybe they say no, I've already seen it, not my deal. I'd rather have another 500 feet or whatever the hell it is. Later that night, if they're sipping a glass of wine and they're looking on Zillow, Truly, or Realtor, and they see another home on Main Street or another home down the street, they're going to, and they're interested in it, you are the person they're in play with. You're the most likely person they're going to call, more likely than the person who's their cousin who they thought they were going to buy a house with, or maybe even more likely than the listing agent. Here's the rub, depending on the relationship you have with that person and just depending on them, if you don't talk to them in 2, 3, 4 days a week and they start that conversation with some other agent, you no longer are that person. And we've all had that time where we call someone up and they bought something else. I had a situation where I was in play with somebody and I stopped talking to them for like 8 days. They found another home and they had another agent write it up. People really don't care for the most part about our commission. They're doing what's best and what's most obvious and what's easiest for them. They're actually not really even thinking about it. They're just there, it happens. Listen, if you went to go buy a car at a Mercedes dealership and you went on a Monday and you saw a car and you liked it and you had a nice conversation with the car guy and you took his card, and then a month later you came back there and he wasn't there, you forgot his name, would you really care? You would do a deal with somebody else. Well, often, not all the time, we've got relationships that are stronger than that, but sometimes that's just the difference. So one of the real important things in this business is to be in play with as many people as possible. Every day I'm having these ongoing conversations with lots and lots of people. I know this is an interesting theory. Let me tell you how it applies and how I use it in my business. At least every day or two, I look at my list of leads and I actually see, I can tell when the last time I communicated with them. And I see who do I need to talk to, who do I need to keep the ball rolling with. Now, it doesn't always have to be a phone call. It can be a text, it can be an email, it could be something on Facebook. There's a lot of different people have different ways to communicate, and I also mix it up. But you've got to stay engaged with the people who are potential leads, because when they're ready, you might not know it, and you want to be that person they call. So spend some time, take a look at your book of leads. Who do you need to reconnect with? Thanks for watching this episode of Voodoo Agent. In our next episode, I'm going to talk about how to think less and sell more. Take care.